So contrary to what people normally think, capitalism actually is not about not about private property. In fact, capitalism abolishes private property because the sole purpose of property, a capitalist property that you call capital, is to accumulate itself. So property, there's no other purpose of capital property. So that's why, if the only purpose is to accumulate itself, so then it is not a private property in that sense, because private property you can use as you wish, but capitalist property you can only use to multiply it. That's the sole purpose of capitalist property. And if you private property is abolished in capitalism, in the sense that as capitalism matures, most of the purpose of the most of property becomes this accumulation for the sake of accumulation, and it's a very small proportion of property which actually is generally private in capitalism. Now, relate this to this claim that modern state property, and there we are talking about public property, is not owned by individuals or collection of individuals. So we are not the owners of the property of the state, but the state is itself an owner of that property as a fictitious person, as a legal person, that's because if we own property collectively, then we are, in that sense, it is in a sense private property for these collectivity of owners, and they can potentially use it as they wish. But that's precisely what modern state, as a capitalist state, doesn't want to happen. So that's why the capitalist state owns the property. So this property can only be used to accumulate itself and for no other purpose, as much as possible, to the extent that it has power over any other alternatives as a capitalist state. So that's the important point, I think.